I don't know, be fake, but this might be your people's, just like mine, favorite Friday spaces. I mean, hold on. Is this thing working today? Hopefully that's not too loud. Sorry if it is. Um, Fanable Fridays, we are back with another episode. Kind of a special episode for me. I am joined here by Sergio. What's up, Sergio?
Oh, Millie, how are you? How
I'm
are
good, my
you?
friend. How are you doing?
Oof, getting better sleep, but still feeling kind of restless
Oh
because
man.
Monday we launch, we go live with
Mhm.
the kiosk, and everyone's working really hard. The entire team, everyone, every single person in the company is working overtime to
Um,
make sure that this goes as well as it possibly can.
exactly.
And you know, praying to God, crossing my fingers, praying that everything goes well.
Perfect. I'm also joined here by the Chicken Man himself. Sloppy, are you able to talk to us right now?
Yes, sir, I am. Yes, sir.
Hey, what's up, brother? How you doing?
Howdy, howdy. I'm
Howdy,
doing
bro.
good.
Awesome. I am
Yes,
also
sir, I
joined here
am.
by one of the queens from True Media. D is with us. What's up, D?
Hey, what's up, Millie? Good morning. What's up, Sloppy, Sergio, everybody listening? Thanks for having me up here.
Oh, no problem. Thank
D,
you for
great to
being
see
here.
you.
Yeah.
Good to see you too.
And now I've learned the YouTube rules. I cannot, so the music is done until we close, okay? So I don't want to get anyone's link pulled or anything, right? So no
Oh, I didn't
music.
even think about that.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
We got you covered on the first part and the edit.
Perfect.
All good.
Perfect. Thank you, D. And the reason D is up here is because Fanable Fridays is officially hitting the YouTube streets. Right, D?
Yes, sir. You are live on the Fanable YouTube.
Hey,
So
let's
I'll be
freaking go.
if there's like any questions from the YouTube side, I can relay it to you here when I see them.
Perfect. Perfect.
By the way, you know what? I need to like just pause for a second. I'm always very impressed with the level of professionalism from True Media and
Mhm.
their work ethic and innovation. Like they really helped kind of elevate our outreach with the community.
100%.
Yeah, they do like really great graphics. They set up the YouTube streams. They're always sort of coming up with great ideas, including the fan club show, right? So I just don't want that to go unrecognized because although I haven't had time to really just have a chat with them and show just to let them know how much I appreciate it. Just it's been crazy, but I do want to acknowledge that they've done so much for us.
Oh, thank you, Sergio. That means a lot. We're just doing what we can to help everybody in the community and just spreading the word out there. Let's go, Fanable!
Let's
Thank
go.
you.
Let's go. This
Thank you
does
so much.
there's something I always talk about with when companies are able to actually harness they see the talent working hard and then harness it and put resources behind it and really start pushing it and all greatness and all blessings go to the team at True Media for what they're trying to do, even with helping with me get into the YouTube streets. I know nothing, and they've been just so helpful trying to get me in there. And also, Sergio, once again, he's not a man of flowers, but we have to tip our hats to Sergio and the team because they see things and they pounce and they say, hey, we want to, do something here. And we know that's not regular. That's not a regular thing for us content creators who don't have millions of subscribers, still be able to get that from teams. So, Sergio, we got to show you guys love too.
Man, we're so thankful.
Yeah,
Honestly,
man.
the synergy I think is great. So it does work both ways. So much appreciated.
Exactly. And both ways is how it should be, man. Okay, I'm starting to get some links from you. Do, 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 do. And I think we have a few giveaway links you'll be sending as well.
Yeah, I'll be sending those as well. Yep. I did want to share with the audience a new feature that we launched. It's available on the web version now. So, if you type in fanable.io on your Safari browser or Chrome
Hmm.
browser from either mobile or desktop, and you log in, you'll be able to utilize the watch list feature that we launched. This allows you to any comic that you see in the marketplace or that belongs to another user,
Love
you
that.
can just tap that heart button, and then it'll add it to a tab on your profile, right?
Hmm.
So I sent you those screenshots. Maybe you can share that here in the comment section so they
Yes,
kind of
sir.
get a view of what that looks like. There is a reason we decided not to go and introduce it into the latest native app store
Hmm.
update, and that's because we learned we learned the hard way that when you're, especially because there's the turnaround time when you go to Apple and Android or Google Play rather. Um, Sometimes the turnaround time can be a few hours or a
Yeah.
few days, depending on what needs to be done.
Hmm.
And if they want you to revise something, on top of that, they updates in the past have
Wow.
broken other features, and we're trying not to disrupt the flow of the kiosk on
Hmm.
Monday. Like we don't want to introduce something new that then breaks something that we won't find out until Monday when we launch, and then it
Yeah.
becomes a whole disaster of a rollout, right?
Yes.
So it is coming to the native apps after Monday when we launch the podcast. We just want to make sure that it all works out the way it's intended. But if you want to get a feel for it, you want to start using that feature, you can start using it now on Fanable.io.
Perfect. And yeah, get the Chrome browser, by the way, or Brave or something, guys. I did pin it in the comments, so anyone listening back to the recording, you can check the comments. Anybody who is live in here, it is pinned at the top of the space, so you are good to go there. Now, I guess because I started playing with the Pokemon theme song, I actually want to just start there with what's happening Monday. Everything looks good to go, at least so far. Knock on wood. Uh, are we looking good on having inventory as much as possible and all that? The stuff that you kind of kind of dotting your T's and blah 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 your I's, whatever.
We will have enough inventory to launch. It
Mm-hmm.
won't be as fully stocked as we had hoped, right? But every single kiosk, right, from the base kiosk, which is the $15 one, right, which is that blue one, as well as the Lightning kiosk, which is
Mm-hmm.
the $49 kiosk, right? And then the Fire as well, which is the $150 kiosk. All of them will be stocked. Now, just sort of as a heads up, because I want to sort of align the expectations from people. The what you see on Monday in terms of supply, it's sort of it's a light version of what you'll see even in the few days after that, right? So we're starting with a sort of low supply compared to what you'll see um, in the rest of the week, because honestly, just yesterday Brinks was able to scan, I think, like 229 or
Oh
something like that,
wow.
227, which is a record, right? They
Mm-hmm.
had two people on staff just scanning the Pokemon cards. And today we hope that we get similar numbers. So hopefully, if we can break at least 200, that'll help us out. But we were kind of held back some because for, I don't know, about almost 2 weeks, the scanning process was just giving us a lot of problems. But it did start accelerating this week, and then yesterday was a beautiful day in terms of scanning.
Beautiful.
Then all that stuff gets rendered, right? So it gets scanned, cropped, rendered. Then the fair market value information has to be put in there manually, right? We have three people right now that are focused on that, right? So shout out to Paula, Taylor, and even Slaps is
Mm-hmm.
involved in helping us out. And I'll be on it this weekend just to kind of catch up and do that stuff as well. But yeah, so from the inventory supply that we purchased, right, and that
Mm-hmm.
we have, right, I would say about maybe 60% of it will be available on launch date. And I expect that by the end of the week, right, by Friday of next week, that all of the supply will be fully scanned and rendered and everything is set up. And so after that, you'll start seeing the Poke kiosks stocked adequately, right? But we are launching Monday, right? It's a goal.
Mhm.
There's no reason why that shouldn't happen. It'll just be sort of a light version, but actually, in a way, that might make it even more fun for collectors, right?
Yeah.
Because it'll be a lower supply than normal.
Perfect, perfect. And speaking of Monday, when it goes live, D, I believe you guys will have a live stream on YouTube.
Yes, we will have a live stream on YouTube. Right now, we have it set for half an hour before the launch.
Hmm.
I believe that's 1:30. The launch is at 2 p.m. EST, so we're scheduled for 1:30 p.m. EST. These
EST,
time zones.
exactly.
That one time zone, man.
Yeah,
Anyways, yeah,
we really
we'll
need
have
this
a,
one.
we'll have a live on Monday.
Okay, perfect. And I think I will be live at 1 o'clock. So I'll do like a music half hour hype space and then, kind of usher my crowd into the YouTube for that. So we can kind of just do it as a big family there. Sergio, we're still looking okay for the 2 p.m.
Yeah,
Opening? Okay, sweet.
yeah,
Great
absolutely.
time.
Yeah, I mean, even what with what we have now, we can technically, right, do a soft launch. So, but more supply is being added today to
Hmm.
the dashboard, so we can use. And like I said, like just literally yesterday, Brinks was able to scan like 227 cards. So
Wow.
that supply will, obviously will go directly into the Poke kiosk. And then today we're hoping to get around that same number. And with that, in addition to the hundreds of other items that they've scanned in the past couple of weeks, we're set to go. We're set to go on Monday with the Poke kiosk launch.
Amazing. So yeah, 2 p.m. We'll start at 1, go from a spaces with some music, right into the waiting area on YouTube, and then all live to hit the button together at 2 p.m. Eastern, which is 11 a.m. PT. And I don't know what other time for anybody else. So should be all right. I think it's a really, really good time because that means we can get obviously West Coast involved, East Coast involved, and Europe is still early enough in the evening that they can be involved as well. So I think it's going to be great.
That's true. Yeah, it's a time that
Mhm.
I think is friendly to a lot of people. Yeah.
Amazing. And before I forget, because I'll be forgetting things up here, D, you guys have a very special guest coming through Aloha Fridays today. Can you tell the listeners who is coming through?
Yeah, so we were very fortunate to have Zoso. He's going to be coming on today, so that's going to be awesome to talk to him and yeah, just kind of learn about his collecting journey. I don't think he's really that active on X, so it's whatever info I could find on Discord, which is not a lot. So yeah, we'll be talking with him today and just kind of getting to know who he is and what got him into collecting in platforms, and getting a huge collection on Fanable. It's gonna be good. And that one.
Man, I'm
Awesome.
so excited about this.
Yeah.
Zozo is a true collector on our platform. He's like really in every way you can think of. He's the ideal collector. He's passionate about comics,
Hmm.
and I think yeah, there's sort of this sort of mystery, right? Because like you said, he's not on X that I can tell, right? But and to just have an opportunity to listen and hear his perspective and perhaps his collecting journey. I'm gonna be tuning in, and I can't wait to tune into that show. It's gonna be great.
Totally, totally agree. Okay, I see you're bringing the links in now, so I'll be in the background taking care of those. And I also want to give a shout out, an extra shout out to Sergio and the team because the another giveaway is for promoting the space today and the YouTube stream happening. Well, today also, and the YouTube stream happening for Aloha Fridays. So I have also pinned this up, guys, because you may have seen some of the other tweets, but you may have missed this one. Please look at the top. You will see the Fanable tweet promoting Fanable Fridays and Aloha Fridays. I love the double header, by the way. I think this is really cool. And when I saw this graphic, Sergio, I was thinking down the line, we'll have 10 shows, 10, 15 shows in a week, all around collecting and all around Fanable. I think that's possible, it's, it feels pretty awesome. Do you agree?
1,000%.
Yeah.
What that song says, we're only going up, 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 up.
Yes, yes, 100%. And so yeah, please guys, make sure you also like and retweet this one up here because there will be a giveaway, and I'll show you guys one more giveaway for this space. And I wanted to ask Sloppy, if you do have a minute, Chicken Man, how you feel, because I know you're really big into the Pokemon stuff, and you've been, just a very helpful hand for them getting this ready. Are you feeling excited now for Monday, or are you kind of nervous? What's going on?
I've been super excited. I told Sergio I'm upset that I can't participate because I really want to. That's all. I just want to pull Pokemon cards, man.
I know, right? I would love it, and just for some context. So,
Hmm.
you know, the, like I would love nothing else than to have someone like Slaps participating in our retail products like the Poke Kiosk. But as you know, in the space, well, it's just it presents a conflict of interest, right?
Hmm.
And so if he were to go in there and participate just like any normal user, and he lands a Grail, you can already hear people making accusations that maybe there's some funny business going on.
Yeah, that's
And
the sad
so
part.
we've made it a policy that either current or former people that have worked with us or for us rather, right?
Hmm.
They're not allowed to participate in the retail products, right? Now they can go in the marketplace, right, and purchase stuff from other users there in the marketplace, but not in the primary sales because you know if they get lucky and land the Grail, then it just hurts the platform's credibility, right?
Hmm.
Which
Yep.
reminds me, if
Hmm.
anybody hits a pack 17 on any of the kiosks, hit me up. I want a pack 17 to keep.
17. What's the deal with that number?
I like 17. It's my favorite number.
All right. Now, is there like a particular meaning, or you just like the you
Well,
just
I
like
was
it?
born on March 17th, St. Patty's Day, so
Oh.
Oh, okay,
so
okay.
I do like 17. 17's a good solid number, so hit me up if you hit it.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, we have a huge St. Patty's Day parade here where I'm from.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, yeah.
And
It's a lot of drinking goes on there.
I want people to acknowledge my growth because there's a lot of jokes I would have made at the number 17, but I've decided to wear a suit going
Hmm.
into 2026. I'm going to be
All
a
right.
professional influencer who creates content that is suitable for all listeners and families. So, Sergio Shaw.
Wow.
I'm, s-
Wait, you going corporate on us,
I'm
man?
good. I'm trying to take us to the next
Man, just
level.
don't kick us out of the sponsorship, man,
No,
because
no,
I
no,
know
no, 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 no.
that opens
No,
doors, that
I
opens
think
opportunities.
no. Jeez.
Yeah.
No, me going corporate is gonna be good for the brand. I promise you. I
Okay, okay.
promise
No,
you. Yeah,
I'm not gonna complain. Yeah,
yeah.
for
No, no, yeah. No,
as long
never.
as you don't leave us. If you do,
No,
I
no,
want to
no,
be
no,
flooding
no, no,
all your spaces. I'm
no.
gonna be
Absolutely.
like, this guy, man, he forgets about the little people. Look at this,
Quickly,
now VV sponsoring him,
biggest
giving him
bros.
that VV sponsorship money, and now, Now we
And
don't
now he's
exist.
out of here.
Yeah.
No,
I'll put you on
absolutely
blast.
not.
That's a warning.
Absolutely not, man. Um, I'm trying to be like D and Hanano, man. We gotta take this to the next level. So I need the family friendly. It's very difficult for me. It's very very difficult for me. I wanted to just quickly give a shout out to our winners last week, Sergio. We those actually
Yes.
a lot of giveaways. So we had my guy Red Hot Snacks. He was a winner. We had Dumb Petty. Shout out to Dumb Petty. I think he should be in here. If not, yeah, he is. We got Johnny Sachs. We have Jeremy. What's his last name? Woolston. We've got Michael Padilla, and we've got Montreal actor, who I know from the Vivi side of things. And we also had Kate, who they tried to take away Kate's giveaway, but we had her back. Uh, so, you want to ask, are you having any issues with finding any of these people, or is it pretty smooth?
Let's see. So yesterday, I think
Mm-hmm.
maybe one person may
Mm-hmm.
not have responded with their profile, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know that Jacob said that he'll be airdropping all of them today from the ones that did respond
Okay,
from the
perfect.
Fanable account. I think all but one responded, with their
Okay,
profile
that's
info
good
so far.
because that
Yeah.
was pretty quick. Yeah. So for a quick
Hmm.
turnaround. All right, perfect. So just to give a shout out to those guys. Once again, I hope people understand as I'm naming off these names, those are all mystery cases. Those are all giveaways each week happening in these spaces and on YouTube. That's my other thing. And guys, you guys know I have ADHD, man. My mind's all over the place. I got to shout out True Media. I got to shout out Virtual Radio and the fan club show that happens in there because the duck race thing is one of my favorite things now. When you guys
I
go to do
love
the
that.
giveaway, I really love that. So I definitely got to show love.
It's
Now,
fun. It's
it
fun.
is really really fun, and I want to remind people in the crowd, if you have any suggestion, any question for Fanable, any requests, like Kate had a request that lasted months, and we finally got that done. This is a space to let it be known, man. Don't take it for granted. You know, I always say this. There's other times, other teams where we can't get this. You can't have someone who's a decision maker actually hear us out and try to implement the things that we would like to see as collectors. So if you have anything to add, anything you want to FUD Sergio on, please feel free to come up or drop it in the comment box and I will let him know. Um, and one of these fudders who's also just annoying but also a very good man is up here. John Lee.
Mhm.
Usually his questions are not really to do with the
He's not
community.
a fodder.
It's
I
more
don't think he
about
is.
just his own stuff.
He's
John,
just
how are you
bringing
doing?
up the fact that I tried to fud Kate off of her win last week.
Yes, Sergio. I
Oh
didn't forget.
no, say it ain't
I didn't
so. Not
forget.
you, Johnny.
Read between the lines.
Oh
What's up,
man.
John?
Someone
Not
tried to take
you.
her case, and that was me.
That was
You got
John.
some
I didn't
explaining
forget.
to do.
I made a mental
Okay.
note.
Yeah, okay, but I did come up also because Millie said it was time for Q&A, so I did come up for Q. Oh, but before I jump into that, D, over to the True Media DMs, I shot off FYI because I know there's a lot of good Hawaii cons happening right now, and Matsuhito Arita, who is the creator of Charizard and did all the Gen 1 art and all that, he is coming to Hawaii. So I gave you all the details in
Mm.
the True Media DM there. If you want to pop over there and say hi to him, and I think he's signing things. I'm not sure if he's signing Pokemon cards. He did not over New York Comic Con, but maybe he changed his mind for Hawaii, and that would be amazing because as you maybe not don't know, but if you get a Gen 1 Charizard card signed by the creator, um, just from a flipping aspect, it goes like 1,000%. So because he's a very hard man to get, like stuff signed on Gen 1 stuff. So even if he doesn't though, I think I saw in the blurb that he is bringing his Batman variant cover that he did. So that would be a fun one to pick up and for him to do a little like signature and remark on that because he actually does do comic book art as well, including for the latest Batman #1, the Mad Fraction Jorge Jimenez release that came out this year. So that's just a little FYI, little inside baseball there for you because you're based in Hawaii. And off we go to the races. So Sergio,
Thank
I
you.
want to. Yeah,
Yes, sir.
anytime, T.
Oh, and
Yes.
by the way, since I want to stay on that topic there,
Hmm.
some of these Pokemon cards have original art from Pokemon card illustrators. So the artists that have illustrated some of the Pokemon, one of them, I think it's name looking here, Jerky. He did an original Pikachu art on a card, and that'll be on Fanable on Monday for the Poke Kiosk as well. So we do have some signed cards and some original art from Pokemon cards illustrators. So yeah, yeah. So look forward to that.
That is definitely cool, guys. And I don't think like we even, and I'm sure the blast will come on Monday, right? When everything goes live for the kiosk. But and
Oh
you
yeah,
shared a
yeah. We'll
little
be
bit
pushing
about,
that.
yeah, you shared a little bit about what the chases are. Some of the really cool cards are on Discord, but I'm sure you guys are ready to go like, here it all is, guys. You know what I mean? This is what you should be excited about. And so we're definitely looking forward to seeing that. And I mean, there is no better hype than saying, hey, man, we're actually going to show you what's in there. You have a chance at this, and that definitely will be a draw. And to include signed cards and original art on cards by the illustrators of the guys who did the original card art, that is amazing. And actually, after all the Q&A is done, and the business is taken care of, I do want to bring up a cool topic that I was actually talking to my wife about. But that's a separate topic. So I'm going to stay on Fanable topic for a second. Sergio, I want to thank you because I know I've been a pain in the butt in the past week or so trying to get the comic books over the finish line while you're dealing with the Pokeos. I know this is the last thing you want to deal with, but I just want to say for the record publicly, guys, that got over the finish line. So I do really appreciate you doing that. And I shot over to Slops, and I know Slops is on here too, a DM of like a little 5-second video scrolling down of showing that there was some kind of weird technical weirdness happening where the offer, I know it was a little difficult to push through for some reason, but even after I accepted the offer, like there was like spam of offer accepted, awaiting payment, just like scrolling down all the same thing, right? So obviously that was overcome because I got paid, but I had not seen that before. So just in case that is an overlap of, like for instance, when somebody submits Pokemon cards to you, and is waiting for an offer from you guys for that, that might be a wrinkle to look at from a technical viewpoint to kind of shore up. But again, I'm sure you guys are well aware of that because you guys just went through with me, right? In terms of the back and forth, and so if that's happening on the comic side, it might also affect the card side. So that's just a little heads up. Again, I gave the video evidence to Slop to if they need to chase it and they can't recreate it, so I caught it before it disappeared or anything. Um, so
Thanks
that's
for the heads up. Yeah,
yeah,
and that's part of the, that's the thing. Like every time a new update is pushed live, it almost inevitably it seems to break something
yeah.
somewhere
Hmm.
on the app. You know, I don't. Yeah, that just blows my mind.
Yeah, so
But
for some reason, this
thank you.
mechanism that has been working perfectly for months, got a little snafu, just recently. But
Don't
again,
even get me started on that. I mean, we
yeah,
had features that literally, work flawless,
right,
right?
right.
And have worked flawlessly. And then all of a sudden, a new update is pushed, and all of a sudden, it's broken, and we have to go fix it.
Yeah, these stress
But
tests are stressful, right? Trying to
they
prepare for
are.
the massive change that's about to happen on Monday in terms of volume, in terms of new, ways that people are going to be interacting with the site and all that. And of course, like I just mentioned one example, like back channel, making sure that the funds get to where they need to get to, in good order and all that. I don't know. I mean, this is a side note, but if you guys have been following the candy thing, future versus customer service and fund following, uh I mean, has not been going through Candy, it's been going through Futureverse. Since Futureverse closed up shop, they also closed up those aspects. So one very prominent member
Mm.
of Candy tried to exit with $7,000, and that's caught in limbo. No one, customer service doesn't exist anymore to help this man find his money. So it's crazy,
What?
right? Because he's like, well, I
You know,
put it
I
through and it's supposed to be in the bank. It's not in the bank. Where'd it go? Now you guys can handle that. You guys who use Stripe, you have customer self, you're all up and running. But over in Candy, because that aspect of it was handled by Futureverse, which is now in bankruptcy, it's gone, right? So I totally get how behind the scenes making sure that stuff work. We don't appreciate that until it doesn't work, right? And then all of a sudden we're like, what's happening, right? So I personally, I'm just shouting you out and saying I'm glad that you guys are absolutely working on that on the Fanable end, keeping that stuff alive, making sure all that stuff runs smoothly, right?
Thank you.
Unappreciated,
Yeah,
yeah.
we partner, with Stripe, and they're very reputable. They work with Fortune 500 companies. They're big.
Yeah, they've been
So
very good so
yeah.
far. Like I can
Mhm.
attest to the couple times that we've done this process, which is submitting, offering, and then withdrawing. It's run totally smoothly, right? It's hit the bank account, no problem, right? So you guys are doing it right. Like you said, Pokeos is going to be a big stress test because there's a lot more volume of hopefully
Man,
coming
oh my
through.
lord.
But
I
if
am
you
nervous. I'm not gonna lie. I'm
I
nervous
know.
about
If you
Monday.
get past that hump, it's going to be amazing, right? And but you just preparing, for what possibly could happen. I get why you're stressed out, but I'm sure as much as it can be possible, you guys are prepared for it, and then you will also has like Millie always says, you'll have the grace from the community as you work through it, right? And of course, we'll be working with you, right? Because we'll be actually using it and stuff like that. So if anything comes up that we
Very
need to raise our
true.
hand, we'll let you know. We'll we're going to be some of the first to let you know if something is awry, and then it has to be taken a look at. Okay, now that was the kind of the kudos. Now here's the question, Sergio, which
Wait, that
is
was kudos? All
that
right.
was
Now let's see
kudos.
what
Believe it or not, that's me telling you I'm impressed.
man.
That's
Really,
I
that's
kudos,
how it
started with
man.
the
works. That's
FUD,
how a
and now
funner
you
tells
were
you they're
switching over
impressed.
to
That's the
oh
compliment
man,
side.
I got it backwards. Okay, now I gotta brace myself.
Now it's time
I
for the
gotta brace
critical
myself.
analysis. No, 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 no,
All
no,
right.
no, nothing like that. Because actually, I don't know the answer. So here's the question, which is now
Sure.
that you're moving more towards cards and you're looking more towards like beefing up like the card side. Like you said, you're only going to have even 60% of what you already have, to get scanned. When that gets
Yeah, that
done,
we
it's going to be
own.
even
Yeah.
more, right? And you're always looking for more, possibly for community. Is there going to be a terminal point where you are going to either slow down or stop requests of comic books from the community? I'm just asking.
No,
Yeah.
no, never. No, that doesn't make any business sense whatsoever to do that, right? We sort of that is who that's our DNA is comics, right? And not only that, but that's what has sustained us this whole time, right? Since the very beginning.
Hmm.
So it just wouldn't make any sense to not continue to be a comics platform. I don't say I don't I do expect now. Do I expect that cards will make up the bulk of the sales? Yes, but it doesn't. It shouldn't have any effects on comics because comics has been what has sustained us this whole time. So I don't see any upside to towards minimizing that.
Including the program of having Fanable offers for scanned in slabs, that kind of situation as well. Like, because in other words, you're like, oh, I got
Oh,
critical mass for the kiosks already. I don't need any more of these offers going out, right? Is there anything of that nature being discussed? Because, like,
not at all. No,
okay,
in fact, no. Send us even cards. So we're just expanding the program into cards, right?
just so
We
it's
just ask that they are PSA
hmm.
or CGC.
Right.
Beckett also. We take PSA, Beckett, and CGC. We also take SGC actually. So that template is up and running and it's working. Those are the only four types of graders that we'll take for that. But yeah, send them in.
Okay.
We'll buy them from you because it just makes more sense for us to buy it directly from our users
And for comic books, it's CBCS and CGC, but not PSA, correct?
only.
Okay, got you.
No, not P. So PSA just launched their comic book grading program a few months ago. So they're relatively, I mean, they are new. They're very new to the comic book grading space.
Mhm.
And so we haven't had time to really, create the template for that and implement that or integrate it within our system. In the future, yes, right? Because it is PSA we're talking about, right? And they're a very serious company. I'm not sure if they have a market share to speak of at this point because they've only been around for a few months with comics.
Right.
But obviously, we expect that to change, right? Because they do have a lot of market penetration amongst collectors. So I think it'll be the same thing, right? CGC didn't used to grade cards, right? They started with comics first,
Mhm.
and then they went into the card space. And although they don't dominate the market, they're number two now. So they surpassed Beckett, SGC, Tag. They graded a little over 500,000 cards back in, I believe, in October. PSA had a little over 2 million cards, right? But CGC is still a very strong competitor and their market share has grown significantly. So I think the same thing will happen with PSA where they just started, right?
Mhm.
But eventually I can see them overtaking CBCS. Actually, I take that as a given that they will take over, they'll overtake CBCS.
Yeah, probably. I
Mhm.
agree with you on that. And like Fanable Fridays are great, and I know D like there's a second show on Fridays. But what Millie said is true. At some point, because cards are gonna probably overtake comics in terms of interest in Fanable. I'm just being a realist. It probably will. There might have to be dedicated shows just to talking about the card industry,
Exactly what I was thinking.
to get people up and running. Like, in other words, it's like, is a PSA 10 really the best? Not for Pokemon guys. They actually like seeing, like, in order, it would be PSA 10, of course, it's great to get, because they were trying to go, like that's the most, but CTC 10s, like to the insiders, are actually considered to be like, well, you can trust that 10 more. And even more than that, a black 10 from Beckett is the top of the top.
Oh yeah, that makes multiples what a PSA
Right.
10. I've seen
Right?
some record sales from the BGS or Beckett Black Label,
Yeah.
and because their requirement to be a Black Label card is much more strict than a PSA 10. The
There you go.
centering has to
Hmm.
be precise, right? There can be no imperfections across the board. And a lot of these imperfections come straight from manufacturing. So you'd have no control over it, right? So to get a black label 10 from Beckett is it's extremely difficult.
There you go. See, so those kind
Mhm.
of little distinctions are the things that, like, I think people who are coming from like the comic side or even the NFT side who are not as aware of what happens on the comic side, they're like, oh, but I thought all Beckett's were worse than PSA. Not always, right? So we can talk about those little distinctions and what makes that up and how the industry moves and why you should be more excited if you hit a black 10 out of the kiosk than you do a PSA 10, and why the price is so much different for the same card and the same grade, and like all these kind of things are like what Millie said, we might need more ramp up in order to embrace that, because the people who are coming in are going to expect us to know that, right? Because they're like, hey, if you're selling these cards, you should know what you guys are selling, right? And from a collective viewpoint, they should be like, hey, if I am just a casual user and I already know all this stuff, I've been going to card shows, I've been selling, buying, and trading, and trying to, like, restore, not restore cards, but like get the cards grade worthy and all that stuff. So I know all about centering, I know all about alignment, I know all about surface, blah blah blah. And then I go to Fanable, and then it seems like the community is like, what's a card? Then it's a turnoff, right? So I think it behooves us as a community to get to know a little bit more about it. Now, it doesn't mean that, like, you should force your own, like, collecting habits to change. If you love comic books, you love comic books. That's going to be me, right? But of course, I would like
True.
to know the
Yeah.
language a little more, right? I would like to know the culture a little more, because we're going to invite, like, possibly the majority of the community eventually in a couple of years is going to be that. And then it would be good to, meet them halfway a little bit, or at least extend an olive branch or a hand out and go, hey, you're welcome here. Let's find out about what gets you going and what makes you tick and what makes you excited when you come to Fanable and see these things being offered in the Pokios, right?
Completely agree. And I think there will be that sort of cross category collecting, right? I can see, I'm me personally. I'm just a comic book collector. That's what I am. But when it comes to Marvel masterpieces, those cards. I do like that, but that's because of my love for comics. But I could see people sort of, cross collecting, if you will, right? Where they might primarily collect one category, whether it's comics or cards, but still have some of the other category in their collection, right? Because it's also until I joined Vivi, there were things that I never was a fan of, but I became a fan of through being exposed through Vivi, some artists and some brands that I never even heard of, right? And so we could probably see that here on Fanable, right, where some people may not have started out as a cards collector, but then they'll see something that they like, and they might start, carving out that path. And by the way, I see Dee has her hands up. So,
Yeah, do you
Dee,
up
if you have
next?
something,
Yeah, real quick. I'm sorry, I'm trying to multitask.
So that-
And I'm not sure if it already got answered, but this question is from the Batman Who Laughs. And he asked, "Are we
shout out.
shout out Batman? Are we getting a
Hmm.
chance at that Illustrator Pikachu?"
That Illustrator, which one is that one? I should know, right? Let's see. Oh, that's like, hang on here. That's from the first edition. Let me see here. I
If he's
think we
asking,
may have.
if he's asking,
I can tell you right
it's a
now.
huge
Let
one.
me see. Yeah,
He's
let me
laughing.
look in here really quick. Okay, so Illustrator.
Are you
Um,
looking to see
I'm
if
look
it's one of the ones in the kiosks?
exactly. So
Oh,
oh,
Illustrator. Okay. No, we don't have it. We don't have any cards with the title Illustrator on there.
yet,
Mm-mm.
not yet.
Yet,
Okay,
yes,
so
yes,
there's a
yet.
chance.
There is. Oh yeah. We have some really big cards, guys. Some big major grails from the first edition collection from 1999 that are just, we have Charizard, we have Pikachu in many forms that, like the Van Gogh Pikachu, Mario Pikachu, and things like that. So we have some big, massive cards coming to the platform, but I don't see any. No, we don't have Illustrator
Okay,
yet. Like you said, yet.
good to know. Thank you, Sergio.
Thank you. Good question.
yeah, that's a good one. I
Now,
have one.
wait, what's interesting? Now I'm thinking, right? Because we still have a lot of inventory to have processed, right? So I don't know. Maybe it could have been purchased, and maybe it's just not appearing on our dashboard yet, right? Because it still needs to be rendered, and then all the metadata has to be put in there. So
And that's like
it
40% of the volume still waiting to be popped.
oof, no, it's actually so by Monday we hope to have about 60% of our inventory available on the Poke kiosk. But like I said, so look, the cards that were scanned yesterday, right? That like 227 or so by Brinks, those are all being rendered and approved today, right? Then they'll go ahead and do, I hope, I'm praying that they'll do at least another 200 today. And then we'll be working on the weekend to make sure that those are approved, right? So right now, we're probably only about 40%, maybe 50% of the inventory that we have acquired. But by Monday, it'll be around 60%, right? Because we still have some stuff to cycle through. Now, Brinks told us that they'll have make an exception because because of what's been happening, and have someone on staff outside of the regular hours scanning some stuff
Mhm.
tomorrow. We are ready, right? Like I said, Paula Taylor, Claps, myself will be in there helping out with processing as many as we can. But so just because I don't see it on the dashboard doesn't mean that we haven't acquired it. For some reason, I that's why it sounded familiar when you said Illustrated, because I thought maybe we did have it.
Oh, interesting. So there's still more to
Hmm.
come that are not viewable on the app or searchable on the app yet, but that's just because they haven't been scanned and processed yet. So yeah, they could pop up,
Well, on
right?
our dashboard, right? Because remember, so we have a back end system that we call the dashboard, right? That we access on the back end, right? But not everything that's on the dashboard is visible on the app, right? So we have to push it live, right, to make sure that it ends up visible on the platform.
Oh, I didn't.
If that makes
Okay.
any
Yeah.
sense,
Oh
yeah.
no, that totally makes sense. Then yeah, got you, got you. Oh, actually, I have a question about scanning because when
Mm-hmm.
I submitted 12 more comics and they did get delivered, I noticed they got delivered to Texas. So is it not based in
Yeah.
New York
Mm-hmm.
anymore? Is the scanning?
No,
Oh, okay.
no, we don't. And I did in one of the Fanable Fridays. Actually, I think a couple of them a few
Hmm.
months ago. We moved all of our inventory
John,
from
you were
the
here for that.
Brinks.
I must have missed that.
Yeah, man,
Okay.
come on. Um,
Man, I'm
yeah.
just trying to catch people who shouldn't be getting cases. That's what I'm on.
We
What are you
store them in
doing?
my
All right.
closet.
Oh my goodness.
So here's what's happening, right? So when we partnered with Brinks, right, we partnered with their New York city facility.
Right.
I went there myself,
Hmm.
personally, and I even helped set up the scanning equipment that we have there. We Taylor went there when she became the logistics manager, right? She went there, paid him a visit to
Hmm.
understand the process, but they don't specialize in these type of assets, right? It sort of was more of an opportunity thing for them and for us. And but they started getting like a lot of gold and silver, um what do you call it, stuff coming in, and we no longer became a priority for them at
Oh,
Brinks
the
now.
coin scanning guys. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, all
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
stuff. But they told us that their Texas facility is way more suitable for our needs because they have the staff, they have the space to accommodate our needs.
How did I
So
miss all this? Oh,
everything
that's
was
good to know.
migrated.
Ah.
Yeah, everything was migrated from the New York Brinks facility over to their Texas facility.
Oh, that
Mhm.
makes sense. Okay, and that's also why the shipping changed from USPS local to UP, no, FedEx? FedEx and to go down to Texas. I noticed that as well. No, UPS. It went to UPS. So that was just a little change that I noticed
Oh,
as
I
well.
didn't even know that. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so because usually if it's USPS, it could just be picked up from where I live. But UPS, I had to go to the store and drop it off, and that was. I mean, I'm getting old and everything, but like 12 slabs in a box is a little heavy to walk over to the UPS store where it is here. But
But
yeah, I
please
took
tell
care
me
of
that
it. But
you did you use, well, when we set this up,
yep.
right? The whole submission process, we made
Mhm.
sure that we gave people that maybe don't have a printer or anything, go up to the USPS facility and scan the QR code in one of their
And they
kiosks
switched it
so
to
they can generate a
UPS.
label.
Yeah, so the
Wait,
QR
so what does
code
that
and all
mean?
that.
Does that
It's not the post office anymore. Now they're doing it through UPS.
but do you still get the QR code?
Yep, but it's a
Ah, okay,
UPS
but
QR code.
UPS instead of USPS.
Right. So you have
Interesting.
to go to the
Hmm.
store and then have them boop it, and then they print out a label and done. Or you can print it out at home and then bring it there. But it's still through those guys as a delivery service and not through the post office anymore as a delivery service. So
Look at
just
that. I didn't
yeah.
know that. I just found that out now.
Yep.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
there you go. Yeah, and then that because again, like I thought I've been pretty on about submitting stuff. Like the Tom McFarlane Spawn and the Last Ronin. That was USPS. And then I thought it was still New York, but then the 12 that I just did last week, that was to Texas as UPS. So I was like, oh, that's a big change. I should bring it up, and that's why I'm bringing it up now. So yeah, okay,
Thanks for
got it.
yeah, I didn't even yeah, no. I've been so disconnected and yet at the same time very connected with everything that's been happening. But we have Taylor oversee every aspect of logistics, right? But man, leading up to the Pokias launch on Monday, it's been, overtime all day for most of us. And but so maybe I overlooked stuff like that. Do you see that being something that's good or like you said, better or worse? Or what is that experience like?
Well, the good news is that the difference is negligible because it used to be USPS ground advantage and now it's
Mhm.
UPS ground, which still gives the same amount of time for delivery and the amount of accommodation in the label to account for how heavy the packages or the dimensions of the package are still accommodating enough to cover anything that you send, which is the most important thing. So like it doesn't get held up in delivery, because the charges don't cover, right? So they do cover, right? I noticed in between USPS and UPS. So you can tell your logistics team that they did a good job in terms of setting that up so it still runs smoothly even with a different delivery service. I have not seen a problem. Again, like I said, like that box of 12 got shipped safely, and I got that notification yesterday. So we're good.
All right, thank you. And just for those that are listening that may not know, we cover all shipping expenses, right?
Yeah.
So when you
Hmm.
ship through the Fanable platform, whether it's USPS or UPS, it doesn't cost a penny on your side, right? You can ship it, and we cover all of that, right? You generate the label by printing it out or by showing the QR code. So from that standpoint, there's no change. We still cover payments.
Right. And it used to be that I'm like, oh, okay, this is not a big deal because, USPS ground advantage to the Brinks New York site would have only cost like 686 anyhow. And then so it was like for slabs, like, no big deal. But I felt kind of bad because I'm like, oh, this is like a 12 pack. This is quite heavy. UPS ground would usually be over $25 to send over all the way to Texas, right? But the label accommodated for that. So I'm like, okay, so
And we
the
pay for it. Yeah.
yeah, and so it was free on my end to do that, guys. And let me tell you, like even CGC doesn't do that. CGC is like, nope,
No.
you got to pay $30 to get that over here, right? And
Mm-hmm.
so that is a plus, especially if what you're looking to do is have a digital representation of something that you don't want to have stored in your house, right? Like even if it's step one as basic as that, stop right there. You want to store it as a collector, and that's all you want to do with it. You can get that done for free, and that's amazing, right? So in other words, you're not charged for Brinks like scanning it. You're not charged for Brinks, like insuring it and holding it for you forever. You're not in your charge, to even ship it to them to do. The only thing you're charged on, as far as I can see, if you're not going to be involved in the buying, selling, train or whatever, is if you want it back, it'll cost you $28 to
Yes,
get it
we
back.
do charge.
Yeah.
Yeah, for redemption, and that's variable, right? Because if we're shipping out 10 items versus one, the costs are different, right? But yeah, you're presented with the cost of that of redemptions. But like you said, right, with CGC, when you get something graded, they'll charge you for shipping it. Well, obviously, you
Both
got to pay for
ways.
just
They'll
shipping.
get you both times.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And then having it shipped back to you, right?
That's
Because there's
right.
no storage element to getting a comic book graded, right?
Right. Either it's in a
Yeah.
pile, being ready to be serviced in some way, or it's on the way back to you and you had to pay for that. Right. So yeah, CGC
Hmm.
gets you on both directions. So yeah, the fact that you guys have that free should not be discounted. And it's, I mean, especially when you're dealing with something physical, like comic books, it's not very common in our industry to have free anything in terms of shipping, right? Almost anything I can think of, like in order to get a book to me or get a book out for like servicing, like a pressing or a cleaning, or to sending for grading, or then when it comes back to me, just sell to somewhere else. Or whatever, everything costs shipping. So that book, even if that book costs you $0 and you made $0 on it, you would lose money with how much money you've spent having that book go all around for shipping. So to have like Fanable take that one less pain point for you out of the equation is actually not a hidden benefit, but not spoken of enough that you guys do that for the people who use you guys. So kudos to you guys still having that as a free option.
Thank you. And then Jana, just when I see Dee's hand is up, I know she's keeping tabs on what's going on in the YouTube community with the live stream. So Dee, I don't know if you have a question for us.
No, not a question. I just want to also reiterate on what John has been saying about the shipping. because we've sent in our books as well. And the first shipment that we did was like 30 books, and it was a huge box. And to have
From Hawaii.
from Hawaii, so that's we're still part of the US, but because we're not on the same mainland continent, it costs more. So if I were to go like and pay for it, as a regular customer at the post office, but the weight and the shape of the box, that would have probably been like 100 or so dollars. So yeah, that's kudos to you guys for covering the shipping for us to get our books over to you guys.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And I forgot that point. Millie, is this your first live show that you're on YouTube at the same time, and then therefore after this show, people can revisit this show because YouTube records and saves all the shows. Is that
This
correct?
is it first appearance, and it's all done by the wonderful team at True Media.
There you go, D. So kudos to you and your team for making that happen. So all the Q&A that I know we're being rapid fire here. If you didn't catch the head or the tail end of it, you can revisit Emily's stream, and then you can check out what got recorded and revisit any aspect of this, including all the details around the 15th for the Pokiosk. It's good to hear a lot of the inside baseball that's happening. I personally did not know that you guys are like, you're getting hundreds today or yesterday, whatever. You're approving it today. You're getting hundreds possibly tomorrow. You're approving it by Sunday. It is coming down to the wire,
Mhm.
and but you
Yeah, this
guys are
is
not
no joke.
stopping to load it all up. So that's great that you guys are going to be
Man.
ready by the 15th.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, but we're set to deliver on Monday, guys. So that's 2 p.m. Monday. We're going live. There's nothing that would prevent us from doing that.
Let's go.
Let's
Yes,
go.
yes.
Exciting.
Very exciting.
And as you
Uh,
mentioned, that the YouTube, this is so good, right? Because for discoverability and for a lot of people that may not be on Twitter, right? I think having this outlet is really great for exposure, right? Visibility, and just getting the community in touch with what's going on, right? Because I think a lot of times on Twitter, we take for granted all the inside knowledge that goes in,
100%.
right? That isn't really that Facebook communities aren't really exposed to,
Mhm.
right? Or even YouTube and other platforms. But I think this is a really good way to really get more the word out there.
Totally agree. Totally agree. And I do have the winners for us today, Sergio. And then we could go get prepped with D and the team for their Aloha Fridays happening in just under an hour. The winners this week, we have four winners altogether. I don't have my thing ready, so I'm just gonna. I used to be a drummer boy in church when I was a kid. Can you guys believe it?
For real?
I can
Or
Yep.
believe it. I can
lives?
believe it.
Yeah, something went wrong around like 18, but before that, I was a good church kid.
No, wait. So up until 18, you were like a church kid? That I don't believe. I
Oh
don't
yeah,
believe.
100%,
Uh-uh.
100%.
Really? What
Mhm.
happened?
I didn't have
I'm
after
messing
18. I
with
didn't have
you.
to go to church anymore.
Hey, Millie, I'm in the
Oh,
same boat as you on that.
wait. So you guys had this like thing pent up, and you waited to unleash it like after 18 or something? What? How does that work?
No, it
I
means
don't
like your
know.
parents can't force you to go anymore because
Yeah, that's
you
pretty
know.
much it.
I will neither. Yeah, no comment.
Yeah.
Oh man!
So I used to play drums for the church. Shout out to me. Okay, we have the
Wow.
winners
Okay.
here. Yeah, we have Stephen Reddy. We have Clarissa, And guys, I'm checking every time I roll the thing because there I think that we're getting a few bot accounts, so I want to make sure it doesn't go to that. So I do double check. So we have Stephen Reddy, who I've seen before. We have Clarissa, well, obviously we know her. We have Majin, the lucky bot, has done it again.
Man, I added him too, and I said like fight for the crust, and he fought
Wow.
for the
Wow.
crust. I knew it. I shouldn't have added him.
Margin strikes
and
again.
and the
Shout
last
out to
one
him.
is D one and only.
There you go.
D one
What?
and
Congratulations.
For
only is
real?
our fourth. I
Congrats.
swear, that's our
Wow.
fourth
I
winner.
hardly win anything. Wow, that's
Oh,
so
let's
cool.
go,
Guys,
D.
this is not rigged. Please don't throw out
You know it's not rigged
accusations.
because I didn't win anything.
Yeah,
or,
exactly.
or
But you did
maybe
win. Didn't
I
you win
did win.
finally
2 weeks
a
ago,
few
I
weeks
did
How
win
ago?
something.
quickly he
Yeah.
forgets,
Okay.
Sergio. How quickly he forgets.
Yeah, man.
Out of sight, out of
And then
mind.
he tried to take didn't you say he tried to
To
take
take
the
away from
winning from
Kate.
Kate?
Yep.
Yeah, I
Oh
was like,
man.
that wasn't a Pokemon card. Technically, it did not follow the rules. I'll stand by my guns.
I think she
Oh
just
my
posted
god.
another one before that. That was. I think that was her. That's what she was
Sure.
saying. But I'm gonna do this screenshot right now. Save it and send it off to my guy Sergio.
Yes, and guys, O'Milly, as you're going through that, I just want to highlight that in less than 1 hour,
Mhm.
True Media's Aloha Friday show will be producing the fan club segment, and they will be interviewing the one and only
Yeah.
Zoso, who is a very prominent collector on the Fanable platform. So that would be 2 p.m. Eastern time, which is in less than an hour here from our show. And I think you've pinned that. Yep, you've pinned that
Yep.
to the Twitter here. So I do invite everyone here to partake in that, right? Because I'm very excited, very interested to hear more about this collector on Fanable. And thank you for True Media for even arranging that, right?
Awesome.
And because spotlighting collectors, right? That's such a beautiful thing, right? Because that's ultimately what this is all about is collectors, and I think this is a great way to feature them.
Agreed. 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 And I guess we can close out the stream there, D, and I can play my closing song. Thank you, YouTube people.
Oh yeah, thank you, YouTube. Thank you for
Yes, send us the winners.
So you're gonna play your track now?
Yes, I didn't want to. As soon as you close the stream, then I can do that, right?
Yeah, so let me
Oh, that's right, because on
send the
YouTube,
word.
Yeah.
yeah. Thanks for joining.
Yeah.
We will see you actually in less than an hour because the
Exactly.
fan club will be streaming again on the Fanable YouTube channel. The show is being produced by True Media, and so thank you for that as well.
And I haven't seen my friend Athena in a while, and she's here to troll me for being a church drummer boy. She probably shouldn't have told that
I mean,
story.
did you just get one snare drum and like it was strapped around you, like that kind of thing, like a drum line type?
Nah, like I was like 6, and I had to sit on the thing with the whole drum set. I'm not even kidding.
They gave you a whole
At
kit?
6?
Hmm. My
What?
dad was like he like led all the choir stuff and all that. So it's just not just me. It's just me and my siblings were all in the. We all had to be in the
You were
thing.
part of the Jackson
It was
5
a
of
bag.
Toronto or whatever. Oh my God, I had no
Yeah.
idea.